Welcome back. In this lesson, we'll be building a funnel. The end result will look just like this. Okay, let's take it from the top. We're going to begin with a sketch on the top plane. Activate the ellipse tool, center point, major axis, minor axis. Now let's dimension it. It's going to be 200 by 100 millimeters. Okay. Let's enter a radius value for the minor axis, 50. Okay. Lastly, I'll add a horizontal relation with a center line. Right-click, select. Now let's add a 3-point arc. The first and second points will be coincident with the ellipse. Let's drop the third point here. Right-click and select. Let's apply dimensions now. (165 millimeters). Okay. And the radius of the arc, 130 millimeters. Okay. Let's zoom to fit. Now we'll activate the Trim Entities tool. Okay. I'll apply a 20 millimeter fillet right here and here. Okay. Lastly, let's add a vertical relation between the center of the arc and the origin point. And our sketch is fully defined. Let's exit. I'm going to create a new sketch now. First, I'll use the Offset Entities tool. The offset distance will be 3 millimeters. Okay. Now I'm going to add a horizontal construction line. Right-click, select, Trim Entities. As you see, even though I trimmed the segment where the dimension was placed, the dimension stays here, and the sketch remains fully defined. Okay, let's add a spline to our sketch. Right-click and select to end the spline. Now dimensions. This distance will be 58 millimeters. Okay. Right-click and select. And let's select the curve and the spline. Add a tangent relation. Same on this side. This curve and the spline. Tangent relation. Okay. Now in order to make the spline symmetrical, we need to dimension the spline handle. It's going to be 100 millimeters. Okay. And 100 millimeters on this side as well. Okay. Right-click and select. Lastly, let's add a vertical relation between these 2 points. Okay, and our sketch is fully defined, so let's exit. Take an isometric view. Select the top plane. Let's insert a plane offset from the top plane by 40 millimeters. Check reverse direction and click OK. Now let's insert a sketch on plane 1. Take a normal 2 view. And let's create another ellipse. This ellipse will be 60 by 120 millimeters. Here's the major axis, 120. Okay. And the minor, 60. Okay. Let's exit the sketch and take an isometric view. Let's insert one more plane. I'll offset it from the top plane again. The distance of the offset will be 70 millimeters. Check reverse direction and click OK. Normal 2. Let's insert a sketch. I'm going to place a circle. I'll give it a 30 millimeter diameter. That'll be the funnel drain pipe. Okay, and let's exit the sketch. Hide planes 1 and 2 now. Now I'm going to create a hole for the funnel's handle. Let's start with a construction line. And a circle. Give the circle a 10 millimeter diameter. OK. And this distance will also be 10 millimeters. OK. Let's exit the sketch. We need one more sketch. Right-click on the top plane, Insert Sketch. Normal to View. I'm going to drop a spline somewhere here. And right-click and select to end the spline. Now we'll Shift-select the spline and this curve down here and add a pierce relation. This point and this curve, also a pierce relation. One more, this point and this curve, add a pierce relation. Line tool. Let's drop a line right about here. Right-click and select this point and this curve, pierce. Let's add one more line. Right-click, select, center line, right-click and select. And let's apply dimensions. 25 millimeters, except the angle between the x-axis and this line will be 8 degrees. OK, the sketch is fully defined. Let's exit the sketch. Take an isometric view. Now I'm going to activate the Swept Surface tool. I select a profile, and then I'm going to select a path. Lastly here, I need to select a few guide curves. Here's my first curve, second guide curve, and here's my third guide curve. Now we've got a preview of our funnel body. Let's click OK. Lastly here, let's use the Trim tool to cut this hole. Trim Surface, Trim Type Standard, Sketch 5 is our Trim tool, Selections to Keep is our Surface Sweep, and OK. And we've finished building the funnel body. In our next lesson, we're going to learn how to build the funnel handle. See you back in the next lesson.